All right, we're filming it. Don't start getting scared, bro. Ready? Ready? All right.
Stay ready.
3, 2, 1. What's good, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Lindsay Live podcast. I know I hadn't done Lindsay episodes in a little while, but we're coming back. You know, when we find a person, sometimes it's hard to get guests on here. You know, some people want to do it, some people don't. But as we grow, we're getting more and more people. So today we got G. Reyes, also known as Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah, baby.
What's up?
So Jerry, tell them what you do. As you guys see the art behind us, these are masterpieces that came by him. Explain what you do, bro.
Well, I do canvases. First off, my name is Jerry. I've been drawing since like 6th grade, but my passion, this is what I like to do, is just draw. That's how I express myself, is through art. Doesn't matter if it's letters, colors. You always just want to be a different, pop out. But this is mainly what I've been doing for a while, but I've never gotten paid till now. I'm actually staying consistent, pursuing it now more and more. So you guys can find me on Instagram as greyes_1994, and if you guys have any questions, any ideas or anything, always feel free to hit us up, don't be scared. I mean, the less,
Comment, bro. Comment anything you guys want to know, and any questions you guys have, leave a comment. So Jerry, where are you from?
I'm based out of Farmersville, California.
Is that where you were born or what? There's no hospital there, is there?
There's no hospital there, but practically, since a baby, just been there. I went to school there, graduated there, been all my life there, traveled a little bit, but stayed in the Central Valley over after all.
Hey, cierra la puerta, yo.
But I mean...
Can you close it? Or lower the... Oh, so you're from Farmersville, huh?
Farmersville.
Hey, how'd you even hear about us, though?
I remember when I had a truck and I was like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna get a logo. Passed by here, I saw the tag, the dark alley movement lettering on your store. The yellow pops out, so it caught my attention. I was like, wonder what that store's about. Walked in here one day and we worked out a deal. Yeah, I remember, for the decal.
Oh, damn. I didn't remember how I met him. I was like, someone sent him or something, but you just sent yourself, huh?
Yeah, I was just mobbing, just, cruising.
Hey, and before meeting us, did you ever sell your art?
Before, nah, never.
So
most of the people that would always hit me up, to me, art's always been my thing to do, like as a hobby. And so like a lot of the art that I did, I didn't think would ever sell. Like I just thought about it like it's just art. To me, it was like a norm. I started doing this in 6th grade, a lot of my classmates and everything, they saw how I grew as an artist and they're like, hey, you're pretty bad, like, and it's been something that I've always liked to do on my free time, but now, it's like a side hustle, so this is the results.
So how did we affect that somehow to help you get money doing this or not?
Yeah, actually, I just want to give a big shout out to Dark Alley Movement. They've helped out a lot. Like I said, I did a couple projects for him, and I wasn't really known like that because I barely started, like I said, on Instagram. It was something like on social media that was new to me. But so far, it's been good. It's been popping, and we've been staying consistently busy, and I just enjoy what I do.
That's cool, bro. Are you did you have both parents in your life, or you have brothers, sisters? How's it?
Yeah, I'm actually the second to youngest out of 7 kids.
Damn,
I have 5 sisters and 2 brothers.
Damn.
I have my mom and my dad I grew up with, but they were not really never around. I was always taken care of by my older sister. She was practically the one that raised me.
Oh, okay.
So like it's being in a Mexican household, that's how it is. They're always grinding. They're always in the fields, fucking long hours, So whenever I could, I'd get a chance and go spray a piece, out there in Farmersville.
Hey, but were you like a trouble kid, or you were pretty good?
I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little trouble kid. I was a little knucklehead, yeah. Just because, I always tried to be different.
Like what kind of trouble?
I just got into a bunch of bullshit. Like I would just how would I tell you, like the class clown, As long as I made somebody's day or whatever, it was a good feeling,
Yeah.
I mean, even though sometimes, I went over fucking bored and did some shit that, fucking bent my fucking parents' pockets,
Yeah.
Blew a dent on it, but at the end of the day.
Were you like good grades and stuff or not?
Check this out. So a lot of the people that I went to school with, I could tell that they would try hella hard to get good grades. And me, I wasn't that type. I was like, fuck, this shit's easy. I'll get it down, boom, boom, turn my assignments in. I'll get like A's and B's. The only thing that fucked me up was just absences and fucking my
Ditching and all that.
my ditching, my behavior. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
kicked me out. That's what kicked me
Damn.
out. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, to me, like school wasn't my thing. It was just mainly if I had art class, that's the only class I wouldn't miss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck.
especially because just growing up in that environment, just the graffiti, watching graffiti since a kid, trying to be better and better every time. And
Was the art teacher cool? Did she accept you for your art, or?
actually, it was Mr. Leo. Mr.
Mr.
Leo,
Leo?
if you watch this podcast, I just want to give you a shout out. I know you gave me a couple tips in drawing and stuff, and check my shit out now. I know I used to talk a lot of shit about my drawing on my project. You used to say like, oh, it's cool, it's all right. And now
But your
look at this
shading's
shit.
off.
Yeah, but
Hey,
your
that's the
shading's
thing.
off.
That's one thing that art class will help you in is ingredients, like shading, basically 3D.
3D,
all that,
dimensions,
you know,
all that
'cause-
shit goes into perspective.
Yeah, because I don't know if you guys have ever took a art class, but they usually they'll make you draw a triangle and then they do like a hallway.
Yeah.
And that'll help you in art too, like graffiti or pretty much
Yeah,
any
to
art.
find different perspectives of the just like a simple image, you can make it into fucking something just beyond.
And then contrast and like all that. I feel like it's like pretty much like an element. Like art is like pretty much an element of something, but you got to know the fundamentals.
The fundamentals.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just like welding, carpentry,
yeah.
everything. Like, you know how these houses get built? It's like, oh, it's a fucking nice ass house, but if you go really into details, the way they painted it, the way they set it up, all the specifications on the house, it makes it like that.
Because did your parents ever support your art, or they don't get care?
Nah, even up to this day, sad to say, my dad still hates it just because, like I said, as a kid, I was a trouble kid, so I gave him a lot of trouble,
Yeah,
I'd be fucking either tagging the house, stealing the spray paint, and shit that he needed, to repair the fences and shit. I'll take that shit and I'll just go make a piece out of it, but I still love my dad though. My mom, she likes it, but at the same time, she's just like, sometimes, how would I tell you?
They don't understand it.
They don't understand, they don't understand that this is the shit that I love to do. This is the shit that I like. Like, sometimes as a side hustle, it gets busy to where I feel like it's a full-time job, which I hope one day it fucking does become that, So I could just work from home and fucking bust out pieces like this. But even if it doesn't, I mean, I still have love for this,
Yeah. Hey, and that's cool, bro, because when I first met you, I feel like you had a lot of potential and you didn't see it in yourself,
Yeah.
And like a lot of people, they don't realize, like, they just do stuff to do it, right? And like they don't combine the two like lanes, like basically I do art but I'm broke, or let's just say I do art but I don't have money. And it's like, hey, do you know you could turn your art into money?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, how?
Yeah, that's the thing that I never seen it as, I never seen it as, like I said, I used to draw at a norm, like somebody would be like, hey, draw my name out like in some bubble letters, and I'll do it. They'll be like, fuck, you done with it? And I'll be like, yeah, here, and they were like, fuck, I'm gonna keep this shit. And even up to now, I mean, you get, go to Farmersville, you see a lot of my classmates, you can ask them like, hey, how do you know Jerry? And they're gonna be like, that fool's always been an artist. And like I said, I know in the year that I graduated, I did a piece for the yearbook on that little paint app. This was like 2013. This was before
using the mouse.
Yeah, this is before AI. This is before fucking all those other apps. The graffiti apps, anything. Yeah, before all that. And I remember my graphic design teacher telling me like, "You did that shit?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Wow, where does that come out of?" And I was like, "Just fucking, just comes out of my head. Like, I just drop it on there." I don't know if he ever published it on the yearbook, but I remember that I couldn't afford the yearbook. That's why I didn't even ask questions. I was just like, fuck it, if it made it, if it didn't,
Yeah.
Like I said, that's how everybody knew me, by just graffiti. I did backpacks. I did a lot of binders. Did a lot of shit, but like I said, it was just the norm,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So that's how I was known.
And it's crazy because I used to do those things too, and I never would charge, nothing.
Yeah,
bro.
that's how it
was
is.
just
Because
like,
I mean, you
you're just
enjoy
happy
it.
someone's rocking your shit.
Yeah, that's
and like
how
the
it
whole
is.
school seeing it somehow, some way. That's how I feel about like my art, and like what I like about it is more like seeing it around, the way it spreads. Like I like that. I like that part of it. You know.
Same here. Fucking like I said, I could drop a piece. And I could just do some simple letters, but the colors and the details in it, like, you got to get into details and shit, make your shit pop.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I know a lot of people that do graffiti, they do a bunch of bubble letters, but, like, they throw, like, gradients, of colors. And that shit's what makes it, like, fuck,
Yeah.
and that's what makes you stand out as an artist.
Yeah.
Just all your details.
So what are you trying to do right now to expand your clientele or expand your business? You know.
Yeah. Well, to expand my business, honestly, it's something that just was out of my comfort zone. I started walking like to barbershops, so started walking into tattoo shops, started walking into like different little
Match your
local
vibe?
business, yeah, that match my vibe. And I would ask them like, hey, check it out, I'm an artist, local artist right here in the Central Valley. I go by Reyes Canvases, Jerry, I'm on Instagram, and I was like, check out my work. You guys ever want, like a canvas done or a painting, anything, hit me up. I'll give you a little discount since, I'm the one coming up. At first, that was my promo.
Hell yeah.
And at first, I'm not gonna lie though, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing getting shut down, getting turned down. There is a lot of people that, like, they see your art and they're like, oh, I've seen better, but like, they won't pay the money. So I'm like, okay, cool. And like I said, at first it was just something that I had to learn, that not everybody's gonna rock with you, Not everybody's gonna fucking be there like, oh, fuck yeah, fuck yeah. But I just know it doesn't matter if you're if you upload every day, you only get one like. Trust me, you're getting like 600 views, you're getting 500 views, and that one like, it means a lot, because somebody's, they're watching, even though they're not rocking with you yet, but just wait your turn,
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing, We stay consistent, we stay uploading content. There's been a lot of badass projects out there that they're out there,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we take pride in our work.
That's fire. And the good thing is, bro, like I tell everybody the same thing. Like, if you're pushing towards a goal and you take a step every day, you're gonna get there eventually.
Yeah.
But if you take 3 steps in a day, you're gonna get there faster.
Yeah.
If you, and what I see like that you're doing is when you walk into that barbershop, you're taking a step.
Yeah.
And whether
and it's
it worked
something that's
or
out of your
not.
comfort zone too,
Yeah, exactly. And whether it worked or not, you jump to the next barbershop. So let's just say you did get something here, and now you're going to the next one. And now this guy has this badass sign of his logo, and now the neighbor's like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna tell that fool to make me one."
Yeah.
And
it
word of mouth goes a long
one project, a lot of people see it, and like I said, one client's gonna build out of that one project,
yeah. Because there's a lot of people with a lot of followers, but they can't get them to watch their YouTube, or they can't get them to buy a product.
Yeah.
They're following them because of how they look or something.
Yeah.
It's not for a business. It's more for like a self. I don't know how you call it, but basically you're following that person because of what that person is,
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I feel like in our position, bro, what has helped us is the same thing, bro. Is just staying consistent, just shooting shots every day.
Every day. You gotta. It's just like I said, slowly but steady. You're gonna get there. You get somewhere. Last year, I had done one canvas to my coworker. Hey, shout out to Matt. Hey, he was the first one my first ever customer that I did a little canvas for.
Mm-hmm.
This thing was like $60, but the size that I do now for $60, it'll be something small. I ain't gonna lie, but back in the day when I first started, that's why I give him a shout out, because he was the first one to, to take the risk,
To
take the risk,
believe in it.
To believe in it,
to believe in it.
Trust the process. There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so like I said, it's just like little baby steps that get you into bigger, better things.
And how did it feel turning in that project? Were you nervous? Were you happy?
In the beginning, I ain't gonna lie, I was hella nervous because like I cut it out. I liked the way it looked and everything, and then I was just like, fuck, let's see his reaction, because he's from LA, so LA don't play with graffiti. That's the home, And like I said, my respect to all the writers, but in LA there's some pretty badass writers there. So every time we go out there, we pay mad respect, to all of them, and we pay attention to the pieces. Yeah, because every day you can learn something new. It's like me as an artist, I do this stuff, and then I learn new things every time, Because somebody that just sticks to the same norm all the time, it just, there's always room to learn. So that's how I take it. So like I could see one piece, and then I'll look at another piece, and I'll grab a little bit from there, a little bit from here. So when I do my piece, I could combine both, and then my style. So, it started adapting, and it started, giving it that different look.
Have you ever been to jail for graffiti or anything like that?
For graffiti? Nah, I never got caught. Nah, I never got caught, but I will tell you this, my uncle, I think he at one point, I really got into his fucking brain, into his head, because he used to be a mechanic, right? So he used to live with us, and then he had probably 2-3 closets just full of pure paints for the engine.
Oh yeah.
The engine, to paint the engines and shit, for the repairs and shit, and I fucking took them all. I took them all one time, and then.
But all of them, or one by one, little by little?
I took like most
just
all of them. All of them, yeah. I just took them all.
Damn.
So I took fucking a backpack fucking full. I took a fucking 2 black bags, and then I took off. And then I remember I had 2 homies with me. So we go to the back of the fucking, to a little ditch right there where we're at. And we started getting down, and then I get back home, and my uncle's like, hey, let me talk to you. And I was like, oh, what's up, Theo? You know, all fucking innocent.
Motherfucker.
And then this was like, by any chance you don't know where my pants went? And I was like, nah, I don't know nothing. He's like, all right. And so then the next time we went to the store, I fucking went in there again, and then I told my brother, because me and my brother would always walk home from school, and we would always stop at my uncle's store right there in Napa.
Yeah.
And he worked there, and fucking I told my brother, I was like, back me up. I need some black. So I took 2 blacks, and my uncle gets mad, because, you know, eventually he knew where the paint was going. So yeah.
But what is Joe?
With Joe, that's what I was getting to. I felt like he was gonna call the cops one time. I was like, "Fuck, don't do it." Hey, but he kept it real. He never did. So
shout out to Unc, man.
Yeah, shout out to Unc. Kept his mouth shut.
Yeah,
but hey, it's a real mad love from my uncle though. He's the one that, you know, provided the tools back in the day without knowing.
Without even knowing.
He was the real MVP before, you know.
Generous uncle.
Yeah. Hey, we got Watts with us too. My bad, Watts. I didn't even tell him you were with us today.
Yeah.
But that's cool, because every writer, somehow, some way finds a way to fucking come up on paint. Yeah. Like, you find your way, you know, whether it's paying an employee that, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna fill up my backpack, here's $20, don't say nothing. Or it's like, some fools go to Home Depot, they rack it up and they just walk out. Like, it's weird. Like, racking paint is pretty much stealing paint. But I feel like it's a part of the graffiti culture. Yeah. You know, like at one point, you gotta
do to survive, you know.
And then you start off so young sometimes that you can't even buy spray paint.
Yeah.
You know, like you know it's the same thing as like these youngsters trying to get beer. They're like, hey, I'll buy you a beer, buy me a beer. You're like, what the fuck? So it's hard to get someone to be like, hey, fuck it, you know, let me get this.
Yeah, and I knew if I asked my uncle, like, hey, you know, sell me some paint or give me some paint, he's gonna say no. So like they say, it's either the nice way or the hard way, and fucking, you know, I chose the fucking thug way, and I took it, and then.
Yeah. I remember, bro, like painting was one of the most adrenaline rushes. It was like fun, bro.
It's different when you're out there doing it, like, you know, at a ditch or like, you know, little hidden spots. It's pretty bad.
When it's hidden, it's kind of like cheating, because you got to take your time. You guys are fucking lawn chairs. You guys are drinking a beer. But when you're actively trying it and covering your face and fucking, you know, taping the bottom of your shoes.
Yeah, fucking broad daylight type shit. That's an adrenaline rush right there, yeah.
And the people don't understand that, bro. They're like, oh, well, what the fuck? Like, why are these fools just riding everywhere?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. To me, it's a crime that's not that bad. But once you start doing rollers, once your crew's fat, then you do millions in damage, bro.
Yeah, that shit is.
Yeah, bro. I've seen a bunch of documentaries with T-Lo, like TKO, fucking MSK, you know, all them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, MTA, like all those old crews, bro. And it's crazy because it's like they're all on the same shit, but they've all been arrested already.
Yeah, like
and I'm talking years, bro. They've done years in prison for this shit.
Yeah.
Like 3-4 years, you know, over painting and shit.
Overpainting, but I mean, it works bad, you know. If you just legalize it, might as well. I mean, at this point, because there's some badass artists out there.
Oh yeah.
And they're quick too with it. Like they could.
Well,
do
I
some
noticed, bro, in
murals,
LA, they don't be buffing shit fast or nothing. Like, you know, they're more like they let the art sit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. What did you see that whole hotel, or I think it was a hotel, or
yeah, that fuck like 20 stories high. That shit's tight. I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, fuck, how would my name look on one of those you know, one of those fucking. Skyscrapers.
One of those floors.
Yeah, one of those floors.
Yeah, because I pulled up, you know, and I passed by because I want to go up there, you know. But bro, there's a bunch of security at the bottom all the time I go. So I'm like, damn, these fools are literally like somehow, some way waiting for the security guard to walk by and then jumping the fence, and bro, and then you gotta climb up. There's no elevator, no nothing.
It's just like robbing a bank. You just gotta wait your time. Everything got to do with timing, you know. Everything got to do with timing, because at the end of the day.
But I seen a lot of cops too, like catch fools in LA tagging, and they just keep going. Like, there's so much shit going on, bro. That
I seen a lot of that shit, like out there, like in what is this, like New England, like Italy, all that shit, France, Paris.
But it's because there's so much crime going on, bro. Like, you're literally not gonna stop everything just to get some fool that's writing on the wall, you know?
But like I said, I don't consider graffiti art. Honestly, it's just like a way of expression. It's a culture, you know. It's like, you see somebody tagging them, you might as well let them finish their piece, or like, you know, like, why are you gonna fucking stop them, send them to jail, and then you're just gonna come back and finish them? You know?
Yeah.
That's how I see it. But
one of my
I mean,
boys, he works for the county, and his job is to buff graffiti. So he said that last time he was in Porterville on the east side.
Yeah.
And shout out the east side, man. And they're like, this fool's buffing it, right? He's fucking shooting it with the paint gun, and some guy walks up. He's like, hey, why are you taking it off? And this was like, bro, this is my job. I don't know, you know, like, this is what they told me to do. He's like, I'm gonna spray it back on as soon as you're done. And he's like, all right. He's like, well, yeah, do what you gotta do, but I gotta buff it, you know? So he buffs it. He goes to the next spot down the street, bro, buffs it. He goes, takes lunch, and that fool had already threw it back up.
Yeah, that's how it is. I'm pretty sure that's how it is too in the big cities, you know, like up there in the Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Out there in the Bay too, you see a lot of badass graffiti, a lot of badass writers.
But
every
the thing,
alleyway, you know?
Yeah, like the thing about graffiti here, bro, is like it's hard to get. Like, honestly, there's hella spots here, bro. But right here, there's nothing going on. So as soon as you throw something up, bro, the cops are gonna be like fucking dogs and, you know, and a rabbit or whatever the fuck. They're just gonna be like, oh, we got
it's a stupid ass little reason, you know. But I mean, like I said, right here in the Central Valley, you don't really see a lot of graffiti like the way you see up north.
Nah, hell no. Because my boys that come, they're like, bro, there's hella spots here. And I'm like, because these guys all came like from different places, different states, different cities. Yeah. So when they came here, they're like, bro, there's a shitload of spots here, like pretty much abandoned, like a little
warehouse.
Sheds,
like
warehouses, rooftops, and everything. They're like, bro, there's hella shit
fucking
here.
Billboards.
Yeah. They're like, bro, everything's clean over here.
All they come and see is just empty canvases. That's all they see. Yeah,
that's all they see. That's all they see.
They don't see an abandoned fucking warehouse. They see a fucking empty canvas. They're like, damn, this shit would look sick if I just draw something right now.
Yeah, and that was the whole point of graffiti when it started. It was to make an old building, give it style.
Yeah, bring it back to life.
Yeah, and that's like, so it doesn't look ghetto.
Yep.
You know, like you rather have a rusty old building or a rusty old building with fresh paint all over it.
Yep.
Art over
with
it.
With a clean ass.
You know? Yeah. But a lot of people think different, bro. A lot of people think it's bullshit. Like graffiti's fucking, you know, kids writing. Like, what the fuck you guys even doing? You know?
Yeah, and then like I said, like when you right here in the Central Valley, there's not a lot of there is writers, but I'm saying you don't really see it out there like a lot. You know, all our work and shit for the same reason, like you said, cops are just out there, you know, fucking whining and hunt. But like I said, if you know how to do graffiti around here, it's valuable.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like me. I haven't seen anybody do what I do, you know, like with the graffiti canvases, the cutouts. So, like, I see that as an inspiration, as a motivation, like, to be the only one out here in the Central Valley doing that, you know?
And what got you to do cutouts? Because what you're saying is a piece of wood, right? And you cut...
the piece of wood, and we just cut them out into... just to like a graffiti piece, like a 3D graffiti piece. Yeah. So one day I was on Instagram, and then I was just right there. You know how when you're scrolling, I follow a lot of graffiti. You know, that's all I mainly. You know, anything that's, you know, graffiti, hip hop, culture. You know, art vibes. You know.
Yeah.
So like I'll be following a lot of people, and I just be watching. And there'll be people like from across the country, you know, with CNCs and shit that do little cutouts that are pretty clean.
Oh shit.
I'll be like, oh, that shit's tight, you know. But I don't have the money right now for a CNC, so I'm like, fuck it, we'll try it with a jigsaw, you know. It's like they say, you just gotta make fucking the best out of what you got.
Work at what you got.
Yeah, work with what you got. So you know, fucking one day, just my girl was like, fuck it, let's go get you a jigsaw at Home Depot, try it out, you know. What's the worst? And I was like, fuck, I don't know, you know, kind of nervous. What if I fuck it up, or what if I chop my hand or cut a finger or something? And she's like, well, you never know what you're gonna fucking, like, you never know what your limit is until you try it.
Hey, so, shout out your lady, man.
Hey, shout out to my lady. She's been a real believer. Just want to thank her. You know, she's been with this hustle, supporting it. And sometimes, like, I'll doubt myself. You know, like I said, I still doubt myself even as an artist. Like, I'll be like, damn, you know, I don't know. What do you think? Like, I still get her opinion, and she'll be like, that's just pretty sick. But what are you trying to get? Because I see that you're not satisfied with it. So that's when I just started explaining myself. But like, art's just a way to express myself, you know? Like, I don't really talk much. And you'll see me too whenever I'm graffitiing. Yo, you know the vibe, you know, when you're out there doing a piece, you're just fucking grooving to the sound of the can, just spraying.
Literally.
That's literally just fucking relaxing. Like, that's your therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, sometimes too, a rough day, a hard day, you know, whether you're mad, sad, or whatever, or fucking, I just go and drop it on a fucking canvas, you know? That's how that's my therapy to me. I don't need counseling, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I release everything. And
But
it's
like,
helped me a lot.
I know you said you hadn't gone to jail for graffiti, but you have gone to jail?
Yeah, I've been in jail.
For like what?
For DUIs.
Oh,
But,
DUIs?
Yeah, DUIs,
All
man.
faded or what?
Yeah, I just, you know, fuck, everybody likes, if you like to drink, just fucking stay your ass home, you know? Don't don't be a knucklehead like me, you know? I regret it, but I learned. Now that I have kids, I learned, you know, that it's not right. I mean, you fucking go missing for some bullshit.
How many DUIs did you get that you had to go
I
to
got
jail?
4 now.
God, 4?
But 4, you know,
More DUIs than kids, huh?
Yeah, practically, fucking, it's pretty much a DUI per kid, so I got 3 kids that
There's a thing called Uber.
Yeah, there's a
Not
thing
around
called
here.
Uber. There's a thing called Uber, a taxi, you know, be smarter, because
Sonny.
that shit will put a fucking dent in your
It used to
pocket.
be.
Hey, for those of you who don't know Sonny, he's a taxi from Lindsay. His number is 562-7777. And I always remember that number because it's like, I'd rather get lucky than go,
And
you know?
you know, it sucks that fucking, there's been times where fucking, you know, we go out to a party or whatever, have a good time, and then just come back home. And it's fucking, the DUIs that I've gotten, I mean, just the last one's been the worst, but the other 3 were just when I just had 1 beer in the fucking, like 1 beer barely and fucking right off work, you know, I had like 2 tallies and I'm just heading home already to relax, ready to get home, just, you know, fucking, for the loud music, they put me over or because I didn't turn my signal on type shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. And then there's been days where, fuck, you know, you have a rough day and you fucking drink pretty good and you're heading home and you still make it home, you know?
Yeah.
But something about me is that I used to always fucking just open my door, wake up the next morning, look, okay, car's in one piece, I'm in one piece, we're good. Yeah. Hey, shout out to my girl for having faith. I think, you know, she's a real believer of Jesus because she would always pray for me to fucking get home in one piece. And
Shit.
here we are. You know,
But when did you go to jail? After your second one, third one, or what?
I never did time for none of the DUIs. The third one was probably like, I think it was like 2 days, and then they released me. But the last one was my 4th one, so I was fighting that one.
They took you a little longer
Yeah,
that time?
they gave me 6 months, and here, you know, I served those
6 months in the county, or what?
Yep, in the county, got lucky, got shown some love, you know, because that's easily 3 years upstate.
Damn.
So,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so, you know.
And what did the judge tell you, like, when he was sentencing you?
He just told me, like, damn, you know, because like I said, when I went to court, before all this shit had happened, you know, I've been fighting sobriety. This is my 2nd year going on sober, so, like,
Completely sober or Cali sober?
Nah, like, sober for the good, you know. Like I said, the only time that I drank was that day that I got arrested. Just had a bad day, fucking, you know, we needed to just steam off. I just went out for a beer and fucking, and went to go enjoy the fight, fucking, and I was heading back home. I was like, fuck, I even remember texting my girl, like, hey, you know, I'm heading home, fucking, just open the gate, you know, just so I could pull in, fucking park the car and everything. I already had my plans to get home and go to sleep. And fuck no, that shit didn't happen. The fucking sheriff fucking pulled me over. I guess my signal didn't work, and then he said that I didn't do the stop right, and it fucking got me. So,
And you just stopped, or how did it go?
Nah, I panicked, you know, just because I was like, fuck, I've been sober so long, what the fucking, what kind of luck is this, you know? And so
You panicked and you took off on the cop?
Yeah, I just fucking stepped on the gas, but fuck, I ended up fucking running out of gas, and my car just fucking overheated too, so it was just all bad luck, you know?
Damn.
Ended up in county and did my time. Now I'm out here, you know, trying to get back on my grind, you know, because that little setback took me back. As I was working, you know, on myself last year with my business, I was getting up there, you know? I was getting up there because I was dropping content every day on the social media and everything.
Yo, you want to go out to the front? Vente. Right now, we're going to start, as you said, as I'm going on.
28,
Yeah, that's cool. We got to.
Chill. ¿Ya estuvo?
What happened?
Stay out of trouble, dude.
No, pues it's good.
Sorry, call the lady. I'll just post it out tomorrow.
Don't use me as an excuse, nigga.
I
You
was
ducking it? Oh, god damn. You fucking ramp. All right, bro. What were you saying?
Where were we at?
You were, that you started, it was a jail talk, no? Where were we at once?
Also, like I said, I was moving up my business and everything. I was, you know, staying constant, uploading on the social media, trying to keep up with like Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all that, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, I was getting customers from outside the area, which was a little good thing. But that little setback, I ended up getting arrested. I ended up having, like, custom orders made that I wasn't able to deliver. And that kind of, you know, threw a red flag at my clients. They thought like, oh, this guy burned me or this guy ignored me. You know, he cut me off.
And they had already paid and everything?
Yeah, they had sent a deposit. They hadn't paid in full, but they had sent a deposit. And I was just, you know, hoping that I got out. Because like I said, I've never done time for the DUI. So like, I was just like, oh, they're probably just going to fucking let me go on the monitor or something. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know, it wasn't the case. I ended up serving my time. I got out and then...
But as the time was going, you got sentenced right away, or the time was going and you were like...
I was fighting the case because I wasn't trying to get the whole 3 years, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you got to get out of there as soon as you can, you know? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to handle business.
And you were
out here with
about
your
to have a
family.
baby or something, no?
Yeah.
Your lady was pregnant?
Yeah, my girl was pregnant. She was like 2 weeks before being due.
No.
So, yeah, I missed out on my baby's born, my baby being born. So that's what kind of hurt me more, too, being in there. And what, you know, that's what kind of like...
And when you were in there, you knew she was having it, or you didn't know?
Yeah, she did. I remember I had called her like a week before, and she was like, hey, you know, whenever the hospital calls me, I'm going to head that way. It just sucks, you know, you were sober all fucking year. And
the one day you fucked up.
The one day you fuck up, look, you get caught for it. It's a sign, you know, it's over with. And I told her, okay, you know, we'll talk about that when I get out. And I remember, like I said, I called her a week before she was due, and she was just like, I don't know, I feel like this guy's gonna come out. So little Damien, if you're watching this, I did miss out on your birth, but I just want you to know, son, I love you, just like I love Dominic, just like I love Destiny. And I just want to give a big shout out to my kids, because they've been my biggest motivation, my biggest supporters, you know. Every event that I go, I always do it for them. It's like I said, just because little setbacks like that happen, and sometimes things don't go our way, shouldn't be a reason why, you know, we stop doing this shit. This is what I love. This is what I'm gonna pursue. And like I said, if you guys ever want some work, just check it out, you know. The work speaks for itself.
He has IG.
Yeah, we have Instagram. Like I said, you guys can go ahead and give us a follow on Reyes_1994. And I just want to give a huge thanks to Dark Alley too, you know, for making these shirts. It was my first merch drop, and I remember it was in the making right before I got locked up.
Oh yeah,
that was another big thing. So see, I had big projects, I had a big vision, and I still do. I still have you know, that hunger for it. And like I said, I'm not gonna stop. You know, this shit's just continued. You know, like I said, it was just a little setback that I didn't think was gonna affect me big, because, you know, of a little mistake. But obviously it did. But here we are, you know, still standing 10 toes. You know.
But
all gas, no brakes.
Like, did the art help you in jail or what? Did it give you some softballs or what?
The art is what I lived out of, you know. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, shout out to all those, you know, all the little homies that fucking wanted art all the time. I had like at least 10 projects a week, you know.
Really?
So I stayed busy. Yeah, I stayed busy.
And what is it, just on paper or how?
Yeah, just on paper, like
Paños
envelopes.
Oh.
I never really got into the paños, because like the sheets right there, they're limited, so you get some shitty ass fucking stained ones, you know, you don't want. You never know what motherfucker was on that one, so you know, you don't want to catch anything either. But yeah, mostly everything was on like my envelopes. I just draw like fucking a whole ass collage, and then like the lettering, well, that's the shit that I love to do, you know, Old English, you know, Chicano lettering, all that lettering.
But that's graffiti. That's the longest you ever done in jail, right?
Yeah, 6 months.
And how did it feel? Like, walk me through the process of getting booked and everything, because I never been in jail.
Nah.
But I want to know, like,
lucky motherfucker.
Your heart started beating or what?
Yeah, fool, because like I said, I had the big projects in mind, you know. I was like,
you were worried about that?
Yeah, because I had the canvases done. They were already done.
Damn.
They were cut out, they were epoxy, they were ready for delivery. I practically had them in the back of my car, because I was like, tomorrow I'm gonna head to Fresno, and I'm gonna head over here to, you know, to Terrabella, drop offs, you know, do drop offs, and then after that, you know, just go munch out fat ass cevichazo or something with the family, you know, because that's what I do.
Yeah, celebrate.
As soon as I fucking hit, like, you know, a sale, it all goes to the family, because that's all I do it for.
Yeah.
So they booked me in, and I just hear that door close. I was just like, fuck, I gotta stop.
But how do they book you in though? Like, they stripped you from your clothes or what?
Nah, well, that day I remember just, I went in, and since I didn't fucking stop when they told me, so I was like missing my shoes and shit, because you know, they fucking tackled me. So once I went in, they were like, hey, you know, fucking, we have your shoes, we have your property, but you do know you gave us a hard time. And I was like, yeah, I understand, you know, just fucking book me in already, you know, because all I want to do was just like get it over with. Yeah, I was like, get it over with, because I had a pretty good feeling, you know, that I was like, I'm gonna get released on the monitor, you know. I've done the monitor before, and then I completed it, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, you know, I got this one in the pocket, kind of, but like they say, sometimes trust gets you killed, you know? Too much confidence is not too good sometimes, so I fucking go in there, and then I just start as I'm in the holding tank. I remember a lot of fools were like, "Damn, fool, who did your tats?" And then like I just like.
But what do you mean holding tank?
What's that? Like the holding tank is a little fucking room where it's like little fucking jail cells where they'll hold, by classifications and shit. So like.
But there's a lot of people around?
Yeah, it's a bunch of us. Fool, like it's a weekend, I got arrested on a Saturday. There was like 20 of us in the fucking holding tank.
Oh yeah,
and all these fools were faded. All these fools were like, I kid you not, there was like 3 fools that were in there for like violations or something, and then like the majority DUIs. Right there in Porterville Casino.
Drunk shit, huh?
Yeah, Porterville Casino. Like
public
one fool fucking public intox. Like some other fool fucking flipped his car, didn't even know where he was at. And then I'm over here trying to like just trying to just fucking grab everything in, like what's going on, like fuck, I'm really in fucking jail right now, like fuck, like one fucking time that I fucking drink out of the whole fucking year that I was sober, like during my whole girl's pregnancy, I was there, I experienced all the whole pregnancy. It was the only one that our good pregnancy,
Damn. So, hey, but as you're in there, are they calling people's name?
Yeah, they're calling people's name, and like a lot of when everybody's drunk, everybody's like buzz and shit, so they're just bullshitting. You're bullshitting.
Like if they don't know yet.
Yeah, they know they're in jail, but like they walk in there and they're like, "Fuck, they got you too." We're like, "Yeah, where they get you at?" "Oh, it's coming out of the casino. We just had a couple beer." "Oh shit." "And you?" "Fuck, I was leaving my homie's house and I got pulled over and like, fuck." "Got you the sheriff, CHP, like right away." And so like I said, it was like 20 of us in the fucking tank, and then most of us were fucking drunk. And as soon as they called my name, they were like, "Hey, Reyes," and I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" "Come on, man, we're gonna dress you out." I said, "Fuck."
What does that mean?
Like, once they dress you out, it's because for sure you're staying, Oh! Sometimes they just cite you out. Like, they'll be like, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna cite you out. You got court."
As soon as you hear cite you out, that means you're getting out.
Yeah, you're getting out. They're just giving you your paperwork when your court date. You can fight your case from the out. Yeah. That's what happened my first, second, and third DUI. That's what happened.
But the fourth one, they're like, all right,
and the fourth one, and then they were like, "Nah," they go, "We're gonna dress you out." I was like, fuck. I was like, "Hey, you guys," I thought you say, fucking, there was a possibility of me getting cited out. They go, "Nah, man, the deputy, like the main head honcho right there was like, nah, they can't cite him out, fucking bails that is too high." So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So I went and dressed out, come back, and then they called another.
But when they dress you out, what, they took you out of your regular clothes?
Yeah, they took you out of your regular clothes, you fucking turn around, fucking cough,
Nah,
Yeah. They
strip you from your manhood.
Yeah, strip you from your manhood, fool. So you're right there, and then.
But was it a guy or girl?
Nah, it's guys, deputies that are males. If you're a male, it's a guy that does it.
Oh, okay.
If you're a female, then a girl does it.
Okay.
Yeah, so fucking I got there, and then I remember fucking just going in the thing, and then he was like, "Hurry up, dress out." And I was like, "Well, you can't at least close the door," because that's how they did it at Bob Wiley's, they at least, fucking. But over here in South County is a different, fuck that jail,
Yeah, everybody talks shit about that jail, bro.
South County's all bad, I just tell you that. But this is my first and last time in that motherfucker.
So he stripped you down and
stripped me out, and then he still goes, "Turn around." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "I already coughed, I already did everything you said." And I was like, "Nah, turn around." And he goes, "I need to see you everything." And I was like, "All right." So I turned around, and I was just looking at me up and down. And he didn't even fucking do it once. He did it like 3 times. That's why I was like, "Really, motherfucker?" And then he goes, "Turn around again and cough." And I was like, "Oh, I really must have pissed this motherfucker off, So I was like, fuck.
You had to spread your cheeks?
Yeah, you got to spread your cheeks, but you fucking, you turn around, you pull fucking your boxers down and everything, you squat 3 times, but I'm telling you, I really must have pissed this fool off with something I said, because that motherfucker probably, he wanted me to fucking do it like a stripper, like he wanted me to break it down and shit. I was like, "What the fuck, motherfucker?"
He wanted your nuts to touch the floor?
Yeah, he wanted my nuts to touch the floor type shit. I was like, hell no. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I do remember telling that motherfucker, like, "You're a fucking fag,
Yeah.
And he's like, "You got something to say?" Like, fucking, I'll fucking throw your ass right now. And I'm like, "Man, fuck you, dude," or whatever,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know they're doing their job, but fuck, some of those motherfuckers.
But they could be dicks on purpose.
Yeah, they could be dicks on purpose. You get on the bad side and they could be dicks.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, once they dressed me out and they fucking threw me in the cell, I didn't know. Like I said, it was my first time in South County.
Yeah, so hold on. So walk me through that. Like, after you're dressed, after that fool's talking shit, they put you in cuffs?
Nah, they just fucking just fucking give you a blanket and a mattress. But that day they didn't have no fucking blanket or a mattress, so they just told me grab it was just a fucking shitty ass sheet and a pair of socks. A savana and some socks, and then some fucking sandals. Fucking sandals were all ripped and shit, fool. Back in the day, those sandals were on the canteen list for like $2. Right now, they're fucking free right there. They're those butterfly ones. Fucking Jenny Rivera ones. You're all fucking walking in there.
You on Jenny Rivera?
Like Jenny Rivera sandals and shit. So I'm like there fucking walking and then I'm fucking tripping. I'm like,
Well, are people yelling at you and shit like on the movies, like talking shit to you? Or,
nah, not like that. Nah,
Are you
because it's all like a tier, you know. So like I said, you know, I hadn't been in jail fucking in the last time I was in there was like in 2019.
And you said only 2 days, right?
Yeah, and only like 2 days, and I fucking got released. And then this time I fucking went in there, and I ain't gonna lie, I was tripping.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. I know Porterville. I see a lot of bums everywhere, and they get picked up all the time. You know, they get picked up for no reason. Like they just because they're homeless. You know, which is kind of sad to say, but I mean, there's no other place for them. You know, it's better for them to be in jail because at least you don't see them suffer from hunger and shit. Yeah, you see them recover, but at the same time, I mean, us that are like more, you know, civilized, you know, fucking, we get disgusted, but it is what it is. You know, it's all part of the system, I guess. But fucking, like I said, I get into there, and then it just so happens I see the celliac guy. He was asleep. It was like I think he was like a tweaker or something from the streets. So I woke his ass up, and I was like, "Hey, fool, what's up?" You know, like, well, would you run? What the fuck? You know? Like I said, you know, I wasn't gonna fucking. What I knew of South County was it's a bad fucking jail. You know? Just keep it at that. It's just a bad jail. So then I'm over here just set tripping off that nigga. I woke his ass up, and then I was like, nah, just, you know, just a paisa, fucking, we're cool right here, you know, tomorrow you can talk to the rep, and fucking, you know, we're all cool, there's no bad shit here, like, there's no PCs, no nothing. I was like, all right, cool, because I was like, I ain't gonna fucking.
That's the only thing you don't want.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm not gonna fucking do is just get cellied up with somebody like that, you know, that's fucking
like
dirty.
Child molester,
yeah,
some
child
bullshit,
molester, shit like that, you know. It's on site with those guys, so I was telling my celly, like, are you sure, fool? Because, like, if not, you know, fool,
if I find out after this,
find out after this, fool, it's on, you know, it's on. So I remember getting there Saturday, so Sunday, this was like going on like Sunday morning, like at fucking 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
Damn.
So then they finally popped my door open at 7. I fucking come out to the yard, and then like these fools were all tripping. Like,
was there a lot of people in the yard or what?
Yeah, it was like 30 of us.
Oh, okay.
It was 30 of us. So then like I said, I know how this shit runs, you know. So I got there, I lined up, and I took off my shirt, you know, because I mean I have nothing to hide. By all means, I take pride that. Just because once you're tatted, you know, a lot of fools be tripping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So different tattoos, you know, mean different shit. My shit's all fucking religious shit, you know. And then this one's just all hustling. So I wasn't tripping. I fucking hit the yard, and then they were like, hey, you know, you sure you're gonna stay here? And I was like, yeah, fool. Like, if this is a good yard, I mean, I'm staying here, you know.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, all right, because, you know, it looks like, you know, you gangbang and shit. And I was like, nah, like, just a graffiti artist, fool. Let me up. Yeah. So then they ended up fucking. They were like, well, what can you draw? You know. So I started showing them my art, you know. So I was like, yeah, I could fucking. You give me a picture, fool, I'll fucking redo it, but my style. And that's how I started. Like I started doing payasa shit, like, you know, the Chicano lettering,
culture
the fucking
shit,
culture shit, you know, all the Aztec shit. I started doing all that shit.
Clean.
Yeah. So I mean, I just ride with my people, and that's it.
But in there, would you switch cellies a lot, or did it? Or
Nah, I just had that one celly.
The whole time?
The whole time it was
What
just.
was that fool do that he was in there for that
He was
long?
just in there for, like I said, he was just a homeless tweaker. The only thing that was cool about that.
But you
fool,
still have to do a crime to go in there? Man?
Yeah, I guess he just caught hella times with the pipe and shit. Just hella times
okay,
and shit,
just like meth or whatever.
Yeah, the only reason why I fucking he was like fuck, because one day he saw me doing a whole ass fucking page, and I was just freestyling it, and then I just started with the shading and shit. I just sat down right there on the desk because he said he didn't use the desk at all. He ate on his bunk, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna use the desk, and I just started getting down. Cause I had a lot of shit thinking, you know, like, fuck, my son's gonna be born. Fuck, I left hella projects halfway. I was like, damn, the homie's gonna think I left him hanging, you know, that I'm not gonna pay him for the shirts type shit. Like, a lot of shit just ran through my head, you know?
It's funny because they say that when you go to jail, like, for a good amount of time, that all you do is remember everything you'd ever done in life. Any conversations, everybody you talk to. So this guy was really worried about, like, me, and it's like, bro, like, I understand, you know, like the shirts, I pretty much had them ready to go. Like, like I didn't have them ready made, but he brought me the shirts and I had the screens made.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, all right, I'll just wait, because he was saying like, hey, well, my lady could take you the money and
yeah, because I mean, we had the money, you know, we had everything ready to go, and then, but like I said, you know, it was just that.
But me as like a man, bro, and like pretty much knowing the way that life works, bro, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna take money from this fool's baby mama. Well, he's in jail, like, whether they need it or not, like, I'd rather it be there.
Yeah.
You know, when you get out, I'm still gonna be here. We still, we you know, we still got our deal. It's all good. And exactly how it happened, you know, like.
Nah, I'm fresh out first day, you know, fucking hit that shit.
Yeah, and then I busted them out, and to me, bro, it's cool what you do because you have balls to invest, bro. A lot of these fools is pussies, bro, and they're not gonna be like, like they'll think of an excuse before they think of a positive result.
Yeah, honestly, like that's why. Sometimes like there'll be critics, they'll be like, damn fool, you're like, why do you charge so much? Or like, damn fool, like your fee is not even all that. Like my homie, he does some bad shit. Well, then go tell your homie, fool. If he can do it for free, then go do it with your homie. Don't be fucking coming at me like, oh, fucking trying to expect a fucking like a free thing either, because this shit right here, look, it takes times, it takes money, and then most of it, you're not gonna get back. You can't get money back. You can't get, time back. Mm-hmm. Like that shit, that's quality time off your kids, off your family. Yeah. You're taking the time out of your day to fucking do something, something badass, for somebody that's going to be one of one, that's going to be like incorporated to the style of the customer.
Yeah.
You can't just fucking go to a store. You can't go to a fucking Walmart and get a board that, oh, fuck, look at those letters. You're going to find this shit at Walmart. You're going to, It's just time and
you can't buy
skill.
this shit on Amazon.
Yeah, you can't buy this shit. Yeah. That's what I don't understand. Sometimes a lot of people come and like I said, I respect everybody. If they don't fuck with my graffiti, it doesn't bother me no more. Before it did, it would put me down like, fuck, how am I gonna get these people to fuck with me? Yeah, like fuck with my work and shit. Now look, I don't even have to talk much. I just bust out pieces like this and they're like, how much would you charge me for one of those? Or how much do those run for? Or like, hey, I've been wanting to get this, but...
And then honestly, fool, some customers they're fucking dirty, bro. Like you'll do everything for them on time and keep them happy. And that one time something goes wrong, they're like, oh, this guy, oh. And it's like almost like a relationship, bro. Yeah. It's like, fuck that. And I started getting to the point too where like, I don't care how much money you bring here, bro. Like, okay, let's just say you bring me an order and I don't got much orders and I could bust it out fast. Okay, next time you come, I know it's wrong, but they're expecting it that fast. And it's like, bro, like this time that you came, I had a bigger line before you. Yep. Sometimes they'll get done quick. Sometimes it's going to be the 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that. That's why a customer like that, bro, I'll let them go. I don't care, bro. I don't care. Like, it might hurt my pockets, but it's going to help my soul.
Yeah, because, hey, honestly, that's stressful as fuck. Like, I ain't going to lie to you. There's people that, like I said, sometimes I don't have much work, but I still get the same time frame like you said, because it does take me like 3 to 4 days for all the prepping, to have time to fucking think of the idea, to make sure everything fucking sits right. Because I mean, like you said, you could bust it out in one fucking day, but then that's the thing. They're going to expect that shit every single time. Yeah. And they think that by bringing the money, they got you like, to work like that. But sometimes, hey, like they said, there's a list, there's stuff, priorities, responsibilities.
Exactly.
And you got to do that shit. And all accordingly.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, bro. It just gets me to a point where it's like, you know what, bro? I don't need you as a customer. I don't care how much money you brought here. Like, if the one time that I'm late on something, because you think I'm late, bro, because I want to be late. I'm late because I have other shit going on, and I've been, like, that's why now, too, bro, I'm not texting any customer. Like, that's a new rule of mine to me. Like, I don't text customer. So it's like, even on our bio on Instagram, it says...
Oh, that's why you ignored me?
Yeah, That's why
I shouldn't even have brought the sign.
No, but for real, it's fool, because it's like, bro, if I have a bunch of shit going on, now this customer texts me and I don't text back, now they're feeling played.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not that I can't text, it's not that I don't want to text you, it's like, I have shit going on left and right, and when I get to my messages, once I'm home, if it's 5 hours after you text me, it's not my fault, bro. Yeah, you know how it works now, bro. That's why you call me.
Now I see how it works. Yeah.
And then you just call me and say, hey, what's up? All right, yeah, all right, cool, boom. I'll write down what I'm gonna do. All right, boom, boom.
At first,
it's not a fucking 3-day conversation, bro, to get something.
Yeah.
Like it's
that's
just
how it
weird.
is, and it gets annoying. Because at first, I ain't gonna lie to you, on all social media, as soon as I got a message, I'll fucking respond like this. But, sometimes I was mixing up managing my time, I wasn't doing it right. And even till now, I'm still learning. But like I said, back then, fucking boom, 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 give them a response. Because, I mean, that's the best thing you want, best customer service. But at the same time, you got to think of this like it's only a one-man thing,
Yeah.
You're the one running the whole show. So you got to do like the work, the prepping, it's still like the customer service. And you got to get all the shit together.
The financing,
everything, all that shit. You got to get it ready, and it's a process, and it takes time. So imagine if you got fucking 5 orders and from 5 different customers in 1 week, you gotta fucking every setup is different.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you know, and like I'm not gonna blow off this customer just because you came and you're one of our big customers. Like, we got you this way, you know, and you're not gonna steal our pride and be like, hey, well, you know what's up? I need it, and it's like, bro, you're not like, let's just say this item costs 100. You're not gonna pay me 200 for the item if I get it done tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, wow, what the fuck? And it's like, okay, you want to cut everybody in line, and you don't want to pay a fee for it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it,
but
yeah.
but the thing is you understand it as an owner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. You want to understand it as an owner. You don't want the customer to understand it. You just basically like, all right, bro, I'm gonna explain to you one time, and after that, it's like whatever, you know, like. And I feel like customer, you could get them anywhere, bro.
Yeah,
you talk
you
to
can.
any person, they could become a customer, you know? And then some fools, they feel entitled because,
Yeah.
like I said, like if I'm a big customer of yours and I'm like, hey, bro, like I already spent $5,000 on art pieces from you, but I
Yeah.
need this one done tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know?
It's the same.
And you
the
have
same
hella work
treatment
in front
give-
of you. What are you gonna do? Are you
the
gonna be
same
like, hey,
treatment
fuck all this?
nah.
You know?
The same treatment you give to one customer is to all, just to be fair.
Exactly,
You know?
bro, like-
and then that's what a lot of these fools don't understand, because sometimes, like, just because they grew up with you, or just because they're like a little bit closer to you,
Yeah.
they expect you to fucking, yeah, like you said, you know, boom, jump, and it's not like that. Like, hey, by all means, business is business, and we gotta keep it professional, you know. So,
yeah.
if you guys ever see that I read a message and I don't respond right away, don't think I fucking just blew you off or I fucking left you on scene. It's just I probably read the message while I was doing something, and then like I continue what I was doing, but I'll still go back and I'll still make sure that I answer, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, there's some people that they'll hit you up. They'll be like, hey, you know, how much do you charge for this? Or like, hey, you know, I've been wanting to do this or this or this. And they're entertaining your time, so you're like, oh, okay, da. So like after like the 3rd, 4th message that I get from that person, I'm just like, you know, fuck.
They're not sealing
if
the
I
deal,
stay
yeah.
here, like I'm not gonna get nothing done. So I'll just hop back onto whatever I'm doing. And there's other people like, look, I see that on your page, you have your prices. I just want to see what different sizes you have, or like, you know, how much will something like this go? I'm gonna send you the deposit right now. Boom.
Yeah, yeah.
And then once you see the deposit, you're like, fuck, you know. Okay, let's get to it. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, let's get to the talking. Even though, you know, because you have your project right here, you still have it there, you know, ready. But you're like, okay, you know, this person's real. You're like, you know, he's talking about it.
Yeah.
like,
And that's the whole reason that I don't take messages no more.
Yeah.
And my customers are tripping out, bro, because I am that type of person where I'm always gonna keep my customers updated through message.
You know, with me sometimes when I call you and you're like, you don't answer, I'm like, oh, the homie probably do something. I'll just pull up and drop it off.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what I do, you know. And what do I know? You're fucking back then.
Yeah. and that's what I like. You know, like I like that. Like, you know, when you're a certain person, bro, and you know you're that person, no one could change you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as I grow in business, bro, and I'm molding my own like platform, and you know, I right away understand the people I want and I don't want. You know, it's like, bro, I don't, like I said, the money is gonna come, bro. If you hustle every day, bro, you tell me you're not gonna make $1, bro.
Yeah.
The whole point is to be comfortable and happy while you're making this money, not to be stressed.
Yeah.
If this customer's stressing you out, or you know he's a bitching customer, bro. There's those customers
They're hella picky.
that no matter what they're gonna bitch, bro.
Yeah.
To try to get a better price or to
Or to try
whatever
to
it
get
is.
a deduction.
Yeah, whatever
fucking
it
pay
is,
price
bro.
or whatever you
Yeah.
guys want to call it now.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
so it's like, I don't know, bro. It's kind of weird, but like, you know, I'm the type of person, bro, where like if you tell me, hey, I don't got work right now, I'll do something for you. What do you need? You know, all right, do me $100 piece. Do it however. Here you go.
Yeah.
And it's more like, back you up, back me up. You know,
Yeah.
like shoot whatever, bro. Here, this is what I got to give you. You make whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just more like, I don't know, bro. Like we have to back each other up.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
that's how
saying?
it is. That's why me too. Like whenever I go to events and shit, I'm always rocking the merch. You know, like, you know, because I take pride in what I do, and then I take pride in what you do, because I'm like, hey, you know what? Look at the homie has, you know, like you said sometimes too, like you'll tell me straight up, and that's what I fucking like about him, that he kept it real. He'll be like, hey, look, bro, your piece is clean, but look, try to clean this up, or try to, like, you know, try to do it like this. I don't know, you know, take it as advice, or you know, fucking knock me off, you know, but I take it as a, you know, because it makes me grow as an artist. It's like I said, there's always room to learn. You can't just fucking be a graffiti artist and, like I said, do the same thing all the time, or be an artist and do the same thing all the time, because there's no point, you know. Eventually, you know, you're not
evolving.
Yeah, you're not evolving, and that's what I try to do. I try to evolve in every piece I do.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, there's pieces that take me more time than others, but I mean, I take pride in everything. Stuff like this is what fucking excites me, you know.
Yeah.
Like big pieces like this, you know, that I know that
But
catches
this
the
is fire,
attention.
bro. Like this is really, really fire. Shout out my boy T too for the fucking stop sign and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, it's see, like my idea was to grab one of these
Yeah.
and give it to you. Your idea, you put it on here. So this is our collaboration in
Yeah.
some form. You know?
Yeah.
Because like this, like you said, you know, someone got you a skateboard. Like even though they're not gonna ride it, it's shit's a vibe. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It talks. You know, it's a culture thing. You know, all the skaters are street fools. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
whether they're gangsters or not. You know, like when you're at the skate park all day, fool, you learn the streets.
Yeah.
You see all the little kids that are there for 12 hours without their parents looking for them. You know, you have a jug of water and now you're sharing it with fucking 8 people because we're all out here struggling because we have shit going on at home.
Yeah.
You know, like our parents are at work all the whole time. You know, like you get in your first fights at the skate park. You fucking get bullied at the skate park. You know, you get gifted a board from someone that's pretty much inspiring youth. You know, you get gifted stickers. Like, it's weird, bro. Like you drink your first beer at the skate park. The skate park's one of those places where there could be a 60-year-old and a 12-year-old. You know, there could be it's a crazy community, bro.
It's just like a different. How would I tell you? Feel like that's what they say, that the streets have love. You know, sometimes more than you know, family and shit. And then a lot of people, that's the reason why they get stuck on the street life. You know, because they didn't have their parents, or like me, I was blessed to be with both parents. But like I said, they were never home. They were always working.
No, yeah.
And then like every time my dad never fucking took me to the park and said, hey, you know, let's go play soccer.
Yeah.
Or hey, let's go shoot some ball.
Yeah, hell no.
I try to do it with my son. I'm not the best dad, but I try.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I'll tell him like, hey, what do you want to do today? And he'll be like, oh, I want to shoot some ball. I'll be like, fuck it, let's do it. Like, do I have projects? Yeah, I do. But I'm like, I'll wait till he goes to sleep because I put my kids to sleep at 7 program times over at the house.
Yeah, 7?
Yeah,
That's
shout
right.
out to my girl. She got the whole program running, you know, like fucking the whole theater shut down in my house at 7.
At 7, that's
at 7, and at 5 in the morning, everybody's up. Rise and shine, even the baby.
for sure. Well, if you
Even the
fall asleep at
baby,
7.
he gets no exceptions, you know. Welcome to the world. But
No,
yeah,
for sure.
like I said, you know, I try to still be a good dad to my kids, but like you said, there's a lot of kids out there in the street, you know, trying to hustle. Like this last event I went to in Bakersfield, shout out to Monty's spray paint shop out there in Bakersfield for the invitation. Yeah, so I went out there with my family, you know, I took my kids, you know, because that's what I do. I take my kids so they can see, you know, that I'm not the same dad as before.
See
Like
the
obviously,
game, yeah.
obviously, you know, I'm still working on myself. There's still a lot of shit that I need to work on as a dad, but I'm trying to be, you know, I'm trying to be there for them. I ain't trying to fucking be out there fucking drinking again, missing out on them, you know, missing out on their childhood type shit.
Yeah.
And then this is something that I love, and I seen that my son loves it too. Like, you know, every piece he'll be like, hey, dad, that shit looks bad. Like, why is it so big though? You know, and I'm like, well, son, trust me. Once you get like to a little higher, you're gonna want to fucking bomb pieces. Like
yeah,
this.
he's
And you know, my son's been pursuing it. He's always with me. He's always fucking getting down. My daughter too. If I were to show you guys some videos of when I first started, you guys would be tripping out. When I first started doing the cutouts and everything, was like straight jigsaw, but hand sanding. That shit's the worst.
Yeah.
Like no tools, just straight everything, hard work. So I had my kids sanding down, you know, just to keep them entertained, so they want to be on the tablet, because I don't really like my kids on their tablet, and they're not really tablet kids either. Anyway, you know, they always want to be outside swimming or, you know, riding bikes type shit. So they were out there, you know, in the fucking hot sun. We're over here sanding down. Then once I spray painted, you know, we'll go get an ice cream, you know, catch a little break, just chill, talk, and they'll be like, oh, how you gonna do this? How you gonna do that? You know, brainstorm ideas and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun, you know. That's the reason why I mainly do it more. Just because I remember those days when I first started in the backyard, you know, out of nothing, out of just little pieces of plywood, like whatever was gifted.
So how long has it been already since you started actually?
Damn, I actually started this. Say this is gonna be like my second year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's around there. So like I said, you know, with the youth, this last event I went and I met this writer. He goes by Inker. Shout out Inker. His little grandson. He's like, damn, you did that? That shit's fucking sick. Like, the little kid got amazed, and I was like, yeah. He's like, I draw too. And I was like, yeah, you do? Make me a sticker, I told him, you know, because I support the locals, and then I don't want to kill the little kid's hopes, you know. The little kid has hopes, they have feelings, you know, like, just like my kids have feelings, just like, you know, like I said, you got to just support them. Regardless, obviously, you're going to be like, oh, you know, little kid, you know, what can he draw? But don't see it that way. Instead, see it like, okay, look, I'm going to get it. Boom, little $5, you know, give him a little something, give him some hope, you know? You never know what the kid's going through with his head.
Bro,
So that's why I said, like, I remember that day, I told him like, cause his grandpa was like, oh, he checked out the boards, and then he was like, which one do you want, And then he's like, that fucking blue one's bad as fuck. Yeah, I don't know if I ever showed you the blue one, but that one was bad. And then the letter, it was smile not cry later.
Oh yeah.
Never. And then he was like, that shit's bad. And then his grandpa was like, how much you want for it? And I was like, look, I'll hook you up, And I gave him his price, hooked him up, and I shot him a free tee. And I told him, hey, keep chasing those dreams.
That's right.
Keep staying out here, You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn as an artist. Like, just keep pursuing it,
And you see, as Dark Alley, bro, like that's why we're called Dark Alley Movement, because you see how we moved you, and look at how far that goes.
Yeah.
Like now you're teaching a little kid, like, hey, and you see, if I was there, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
But now I feel like not me as, I hate saying me because we're a whole brand.
Yeah.
But like basically anybody around us would have done the same thing, bro. Anybody part of our movement would have done the same thing because they know our goal. And our goal is to pretty much educate the youth, in art form, to where it's like, bro, it's because art is everything, bro. Videos, art, music, everything's pretty much art.
Yeah.
So like you doing that, I'm pretty sure that
little kid was just so happy. He left. And I remember him even right away. He's like, can I put on the shirt? And I was like, go ahead. I told him, hey, that's what we gave you the shirt for. I shot him a couple of stickers. He's like, I'm gonna draw you more stickers. And then while I was getting down on the piece, I remember my son coming up to me. He's like, hey, Dad. I was like, what's up? He's all like, that little kid, he bought us more stickers, look. And he showed me, and I was like, oh, those are tight. I was like, you see, if you draw too, like the way you have been, I was like, you're gonna get good too. He's like, you think so? I know so. He's only 6 years old right now, and he's helping me in every project. But with you everywhere, huh? Yeah, he's with me everywhere. I would have brought him to the podcast, but hey, he preferred to be at home.
Next time. Yeah. Because, I mean, like, that's the whole goal of this, bro, is because, look, like, I know, like, we're not popping on YouTube, we're not all crazy or whatever, but honestly, our content, bro, is gonna live longer than all these fools. Yeah. Because, like, what do you think your kid's gonna do when he's fucking 17, 18 and watch this?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like,
that's my dad,
Yeah, I remember that fucking kid with the stickers, like, and to me, it's like, you could never explain it to your son, bro, but once he sits there and watches this, he's gonna everything's gonna make sense in his head. He's gonna be like, damn, and that's what my goal is. Our goal is as a brand, like to pretty much like, if you die tomorrow, bro, guess what?
You left it.
Your kids have this, bro, and they're gonna have it forever. If I die tomorrow, guess what? Everybody's gonna know, like, hey, that fucker gave a fuck. Yeah. He did all this, because basically, bro, all this podcasting, we don't get paid off of it, bro.
Nah, it's just for the culture, the community.
It's for the culture, and as we grow, bro, it doesn't matter. If one day we do get paid, guess what? It's just gonna go back into the business. This is a snowball business. Like, and by that I mean, like, we don't buy expensive shit for ourselves, bro. We're that type of brand, bro, where everything goes back into the company.
Yeah, because, I mean, you got to invest. At first, it sucks because, you're taking it out of your pocket and you're investing. But little by little, that little investment just keeps giving back to you.
Well, that's why I'm saying our brand is a snowball.
I remember the first sale that I did. I was like, oh, here, I wasted that in my pocket, because I had to give them a decent price because it was going to be my first time. Yeah. But now as the things are coming, I'm like, oh, look, a little extra. Oh, look, a little extra, And me, I like to split it with my kids. So I'll be like, hey, you know what? Here, doom, you know? So they got the little saving, but sometimes when I go to the store too, like, they'll be like, hey, Dad, can we get those, the little tattoo machines, those little dollar ones and shit. And it does hurt, but I mean, one day eventually, I'll be able to sit down and talk to them, like, just don't get nothing stupid tatted. Because when I was young, that's the shit that my dad hated. And even up to now, you could ask him whenever, if you ever get to meet my dad, you could ask him, because you just tell him, like, hey, and how did Jerry get into tattoos or what? You're like, nah, that motherfucker. Yeah, you know how Hispanic parents are, te fuiste a rayar, que la verga, And I ain't gonna lie to you, my first tattoo, it was my forearms, and I remember getting home and trying to hide them, and then, one day it got hot at work, and I took it off, and I got home, my dad literally almost beat my ass. Like, what the fuck? Yo, te enseñé eso,
Yeah.
So now that I see my kid, like, sometimes he'll get a pen and he'll be drawing on himself, and then I just fucking get flashbacks, like, well, that was me,
But the thing is, like, you're showing them a different way. You're not telling them to get tatted a fucking gang logo or something. Like they're starting to see, like, oh, my dad's an artist. Yeah. Oh, that's art on his hand. Like, they're not seeing, like, oh, he's a gangster. Look, he has tattoos. Yeah. It's like, what you're showing them. Like if you were around a bunch of gangsters and all that, and then you see your tattoos are gangster, and then he's thinking in his head, this is what I had to be.
Yeah, it's like if I were to still be drinking. I mean, there's nothing wrong with drinking. I mean, if you can drink and handle it, hey, if you can control your drinking, you can have fun. Hey, by all means, go ahead. You know, just don't do stupid ass decisions like me. I chose it for my personal, you know, personal being. I wasn't a drinker to enjoy drinking, you know. I was just because of emotions as a kid, you know.
Yeah.
So like just chugging them down and it didn't have a flavor, you know, type shit. But like I said, it's like if I tell my kid like, hey, fucking don't drink, you know, he's gonna be like, okay, I'm not gonna drink because my dad stopped drinking.
Yeah, my dad don't drink. Yeah.
But if I'm drinking, getting fucked up every fucking weekend, and I'm like, hey, fool, don't drink beer. What the fuck? What's wrong with you? He's gonna be like, what the fuck? You know, like
you drink,
you know. Yeah. That's why there's always a saying in Spanish, el burro hablando orejas, you know, because you can't say something that you do to not to do, you know, like when you
you pretty much can't be a fucking, what do you call it?
Like a hypocrite type shit.
Yeah, hypocrite. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And
hey, well, look, I know look, bro, we already been going for more than an hour. It's crazy, bro, because at first you get nervous and you're like, fuck, what am I gonna, you know, and once the conversation is rolling, you're like, damn, it's been an hour, you know?
Yeah.
But I do appreciate your time, bro, and if anybody ever needs any art, hit the boy up. I mean, right now we're kind of trying to do a little collab on a maybe a storefront inside their room or any tattoo room, any kind of space. We're trying to do something like that because before he went to jail, we were fucking booked to do a smoke shop. And well, fuck, I had to pretty much, you know.
We had it out in the bag.
It was gonna be like 2 days after
the fucking artist just getting pulled through. Yeah, man.
Hey, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And you know, I appreciate you stopping by, Jerry.
Hell yeah.
If you ever want to do this again, bro, we'll do it a couple years later and see how you've evolved, or if you're in jail, or see what you did.
Hey, we did this time. Send something, you know. I'll send you guys your canvases through jail. That's what I told my homies. I remember when I got out and I posted my kids, because I was just blessed to see my kids. That was my first time meeting my baby and shit, so I was excited. I cried, and somebody posted like, oh, aren't you in jail? And I said, yeah. I was like, they just came in here and we kicked it for a little bit. I was like, well, I can send you my canvases. If you want a canvas, I can still send them through here. I was like, just send the paper and shit. But yeah, it was a blessing, you know, being on this podcast. Like I said, shout out to Dark Alley, you know, always supporting the local hustle and supporting me too. Like I said, he's always giving me advice, always giving me fucking tips, and just fucking a lot of knowledgeable shit, always putting me on knowledge, and I appreciate that. I just want to thank him. I want to thank the whole Dark Alley movement, you know, just for always showing my love here. It's like, it's never nothing, how would I tell you, every time I come here, there's always something to learn. It's always something to pick up, nothing negative, it's just pure positive vibes, good vibes. Like I said, I've done it well with him. We busted down some pieces, but hopefully, you know, in the future, you guys do start seeing buildings with our work out there as a collab. Like I said, we're both, you know, we do this shit for a living, you know, we love art, and I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the homie gets down. And he knows it too. But hopefully soon, you know, you guys get a vlog or at least a little collab, you know, we could do something
but there's
big.
An event in October that we're going to be pulling up to. If you guys want us to vlog it, comment down. Yeah. It's because our fools, they're like, I don't know if it's like secret haters or who our viewers are, bro, because they duck at commenting sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like for some videos they'll comment, but then some
it's like sometimes too on my, like, cause me, like I said, I don't take nothing negative no more. If you tell me like, hey, you know what, those letters, they suck, or like all those colors didn't go, like just tell me, be straight up. Like that's the shit that I take, you know, even more. Like the homie, you know, sometimes like I said, I'll bring him a piece and I'll be like, what do you think? And then he'll be like, oh, that one came on fire, that shit's sick. Or if I bring him something, he'll be like, oh look, this shit's sick, but look at, you could do probably this better, you know, like take your time on this, like this type of shit, like make sure, you know, what you're working with is good, like, you know, you're fucking leveling, because with epoxy, that little leveling shit is no joke.
Oh, yeah.
If your shit's a little bit off, or your mixes are a little bit off, hey, that shit's fucking not gonna cure, that shit's not gonna, and look at this shit. Look at the difference, bro. You know? There goes the boy. Nah, but you can see the difference with epoxy.
The shine?
Yeah, the shine, the glaze, you know, it makes the fucking colors just pop out more. So like I said, you know, we have this other sign right here. It's a little Reaper with the same Dark Alley logo. But as you can tell, it's not as popping because
not as shiny,
the little sign gave us a little trouble because of the little, like I said, the balancing. But I mean, shit like this, you know, if you guys really like it, make sure you guys comment, share.
Yeah, you know? This is our like probably 6 pieces that we get from them. These are going in my garage. This one's going in the store. But
We still got the other canvas too at the store.
and we have the other canvas too. So if you guys ever want to decorate your garage, I know a lot of people have man caves and shit out there. You gotta make your shit look fly.
Yeah.
And this is only something I brought them. If you have your certain idea, cause like the other day I was thinking, I'm like, bro, like I would love for like a country guy or someone to bring this for a tractor and be like, hey, hit it up, you know, and you
that's
hit it with
tight.
markers. So you guys come up with your own ideas.
That's actually
And,
something that I've been in
you
the
know, this
making
stop
too.
sign was my idea. I brought him this. So think, evolve your mind and collaborate with him. Basically, you choose something you want painted in this style, and you know, work together. But
Yeah.
but thank you guys. That's it for now. We'll get more coming soon. If you guys ever see him around, give him a follow. You guys already know G Reyes 19.
_ 1994 on Instagram.
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys heard the man, bro. Hit him up. Don't be wasting his time, bro. Think about your project before you hit him up. You know, don't be those up in the air type of people.
Yeah, and if you ever want to do, make sure that you lock in the project. Like it's on my bio. Make sure you send that deposit. The deposit will get you for sure
To
response.
the next level.
Faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta move. You gotta move too. You can't just expect us to move and jump.
Yeah.
When you guys say it's because you know money talks. Because time you can't get that back.
All right, Jerry. Muchas gracias. Appreciate you, bro. Keep doing good. Y ya sabes, bro. All right.
God bless.
God, man.